Hello, everybody. Welcome here. We'll just wait another couple of seconds before starting so that people can join in. Thank you for being here. I think we can go. All right.
Hello and welcome to the What's New in Qualifio product webinar for June 2022. I'm excited to introduce this new webinar where we are going to highlight new features such as the new price management system and other updates that have been made to Qualifio in the last few months. My name is Tabata. I have the honor of kicking things off here. I'm product content specialist at Qualifio, and today I'm joined by Olivier.
Hello, I'm Olivier. I'm head of product at Qualifio.
We're very glad to have you here with us today. I hope you're doing well out there. And actually, some of you may have attended our previous product webinars in the past. So if that's the case, welcome back. And we have a first polling question on that topic, actually. The question is it the first time that you are attending one of our webinars? Please select the appropriate response. And in the meantime, before we get started, I would like to go over a few items so you know how to participate in today's event. So first, you can expect this session to last for about 40 to 45 minutes. If by any chance you miss some important points, worry not. This webinar will be available on demand after the end. Also, of course, if you have any questions during the webinar or you would like clarifications about our talk, please type them in the Q&A window below and we will answer them. We care a lot about your opinion, so please complete a short survey when you exit the webinar in 40 minutes. So I see that most of you have responded that they have been here with us before. So for those of you for who it's the first time, well, welcome. So I suggest that we start with today's agenda. For those of you who are still who are just joining now, welcome. We will first be discussing how you can use the new price management system. Then you are going to see some other enhancements to Qualifio. Then we are going to check some of the many tools that are available for you to use Qualifio with ease. And then we are also going to present a sneak peek into the future updates. So make sure you stay until the end. By the end of our time today, we hope that you will feel more comfortable with this topic. So we will also run a short Q&A at the end of the session. So let's go. Introducing the new price management system. So the first couple of updates that you're going to see today, the goal is really to make it easier for you to manage and distribute prices in your contest. The first big change that you will notice is a new price interface in the campaign creation flow. It's actually a new step in the flow that you go just after the welcome screen. It's called prices, and there you can create all the prices of your contest and define some properties, like, for example, of course, the name, image of the prize, but also the number of units you want to give away, whether the prize is a code or not, how the winners are going to be assigned, whether you want to show the prizes in the campaign, and so on.
Okay, so we've made a visual improvement, of course, but that was not the main reason for which we made these changes. So there are really some key problems that we wanted to solve. The first one is that we've had a lot of requests from our customers saying, okay, I would like to make a campaign where everybody is a winners. So far it was a bit doing workarounds to do so. So that's really a process that we have streamlined here and that we will be explained more into details. We've also added the possibility to generically distribute unique codes with the instant win campaigns. And lastly, we also had a lot of questions to make the exit screen more sexy, more dynamic with what the users would be winning, and that's also something that we've tackled here in this topic. First one, everybody is a winner, and
yes, thank you, Olivier. As Olivier said, this is the first main change that is brought to the instant win contest. The idea is that, of course, many consumers do not engage with contest campaigns because they feel it's not worth it, the odds of winning are too low, and so they don't interact with the brand. But we thought, okay, there's actually a very simple and effective way to change that. What if everyone could be a winner? So of course, you can still have like that big, super attractive prize, but you can also reward everyone who takes the time to interact, to participate in the campaign, and to fill out a form. So ultimately, that allows you to have everyone have the fun of your campaign, and have everyone feel like a winner, even if they are not the big prize winner. And the way that we did that is that we created a new way to distribute prizes in instant win campaigns. It's called probabilities, and basically you choose the odds of winning. And based on that, Qualifio will automatically award the different prizes to the winners. So this mechanism allows each and every participant to win, depending on a sort of win-lose ratio. So if you decide it's 100% chances of winning, everyone win, but you can also decide to have, for example, a 50% chance of winning. Of course, this goes along with the mechanism that you know already, like the prize calendar, where you link each prize to a winning moment, and the random draw, where you can pick contest winner among the participants. There is also a more advanced option that allows you to basically allocate prizes based on any criteria that you would like. For example, you want to award a prize only to the participants who have already purchased a specific product from your brand. So this is a more advanced and technical way of working. It will require some development on your end because you need to send us that information, but it can also be super powerful. Now, I just want to maybe rewind a little bit and cover the basics. You know, in Qualifio, we have two types of contests. There are the instant wins, so including the jackpot, the Wheel of Fortune. These are campaigns in which you can notify participants immediately if they win after the participation. And in these contests, you will be able to use the prize calendar that you know, but also the new probabilities model. So in this contest, it's possible now to have everyone win a prize. While in the other types of contests, we are still working on a draw basis. Yeah.
So everybody has been winning, but as Tabata said, of course, you do not want to distribute a big prize to everybody because this costs a lot of money. But what you want to incentivize people for is possibly to make another purchase at your shop or at your e-commerce. So we've added the possibility to distribute unique codes here so that you can push people to have a 10% discount because they participate, because they give their data, they refresh the data that you have. And so that is, of course, valuable to you. And so you want to reward them for doing so. So you can distribute if you can just go back to the previous slide, one code list that you will create in Qualifio or import in Qualifio, depending on what you have on your side and what your needs are, and distribute one code per participant here to well, everybody, basically, or just a set of users, of winning users. And then about the dynamic content, so we had the possibility to work with a limited set of what we call dynamic variables. So before we were able to use the variables who said what price one person had won, but it was making the customization of the exit screen quite limited. So we wanted to go one step further, and we added a couple of other dynamic variables. So now we have, of course, still the name of the price. So I want to know that I have won a bike. I want to know I've won a 10% discount on the e-commerce, but maybe I want to be more visual. We know that there is a lot of power to images. So I want to display directly the image of the prize that has been won in the exit screen or in the winning email. Also want, of course, to send the unique code directly, just linking it back to the previous advantage here, to link the unique code directly so that you don't need to do anything about the distribution of those prizes anymore. It's done directly after the participation and automatically. So there's really ways to customize the exit screen.
Yes, and there are also other enhancements around this project. So first, once your campaign goes live and participants start winning prizes, it's now easy to tell the status of any prize in your campaign because they have a kind of stock level now. Basically, it's indicated the number of units that have already been won. So you can have an idea of how it's going. We have also added the possibility to create a prize in a survey and checklist campaigns. So it means that now virtually any campaign with a form that you create in Qualifio can have prizes and can be turned into a contest. We've improved the campaign duplication that now also duplicates prizes, jackpots, and Wheel of Fortunes. So if you create a Wheel of Fortune and you duplicate that campaign, not only will the prizes be present in the copy of the campaign, but also the full configuration of the wheel. Also, it's now possible to allow multiple wins per participant in instant win contests. And last but not least, the welcome screen is no longer mandatory in these campaign types. So this huge project is, of course, going to affect the way that you are used to working and creating contests in Qualifio. So I suggest that we go ahead and check out what it looks like in a campaign right now. So here is a campaign that I already created. And you can see immediately what has changed is that when I set up this campaign, I now have a new step here that is called the prizes. Here I have some prizes that I have already created. And let's check how it works. So I filled out some information about my prize, but the most intriguing part is I can not only give a number of units, but I can decide whether this prize is a limited or an unlimited one. Here I have only 4 of these memberships to give. And I can also choose the way that the prizes are going to be allocated. So here I have 2 options. I chose the calendar, you know this one, but I can also choose the probabilities that we will check together in a minute. Okay, so here you get the idea. But I also want to award participants this prize, which is a set of discount codes on food delivery orders. Here you can see the difference is that I was able to attach a list of codes. Here I can deselect it, but I chose this one. The system will take care of assigning each winner 1 code from this list. The other specific thing about this prize is it's an unlimited prize. Again, I can change that, with the unlimited prizes, the prizes are always allocated based on a probability of winning, which is here 70% chances of winning this prize. So once you have created all the different prizes, you have this page that gives you an overview in one screen. I mentioned the kind of stock level information and also the method for distributing those prizes. You have here the calendar, probability, and that gives you another information that you can even combine various allocation methods in the same campaign. That's what we can call the mixed method approach. So how does it work? You have the calendar here, nothing has changed. You can schedule the prizes as you have always done, but you also have this probability tab. And in here you see a sort of calculator that basically adds up all the odds of winning into a big total probability. So this percentage, it doesn't have to be 100%, as you see. So here the probability is 88, but I can change it. I can decide that it's actually 25% probability of winning. And in this case, it means that for each participation, there is 1 chance out of 4 of winning a prize. Now, suppose that this total is 100%. This means everybody wins. If you set an unlimited price like this one, it's of course possible because you have not decided on a fixed number of prizes. But what happens if I have 100% chances of winning, but instead of having an unlimited prize, I have a limited one. So I change it. I have only 500 coupons to give, for example. So here, just so you know, the chance for a prize is going to end when all the prizes have been distributed. It's still possible to take part in the campaign, of course, but all the participants will see the losing screen. If you want to avoid that, you can either edit the price while the campaign is running and add more coupons, or you can use the participation limits to match the number of entries that are allowed to the number of prizes that you have. So what's going on in the exit step here? So as Olivier mentioned, for a good experience for the winner, we should always display the correct prize with a personalized message. And this is why we give you a series of new variables that you can use in the screen. Here I have the prize name, but I could easily match it with the prize image and the prize description that I set up in the prizes step. So you can really easily do that. Of course, there are also the ones who don't win, so don't forget about them. And you can still send an email to the winners and use the same information. So what does my campaign look like? Here it's a jackpot campaign. I have, of course, a form that I want people to fill out. I have the jackpot that I can earn. You will notice that there was no welcome screen, so this is a new thing. And okay, I'm a winner because I had 100% chances of winning, and I won a gym membership. Why did I win a gym membership? Because if we go back here, there is another element that comes into play with the mixed method approach. I have both a calendar with prizes maybe and the probability. So here, for you to know, what happens when I have both is we first look at the calendar. Okay, if there is a prize that was available at my time of participation, I'm going to win this prize. If there was no prize available in the calendar, then we look at the probabilities. And probabilities are essentially like rolling a dice. Okay, so here my dice is maybe tricked or not. It depends on the probability that you set. So this was a high-level tour of the new prize management system. Really, I think we can't hear, we can't wait to hear what you think. So I'm going to send a second very short poll for you to answer. And in the meantime, Olivier, I have a question for you. If I have like an existing campaign or an existing contest that is running right now, will this be affected with this new system coming out?
Well, of course not. There will be no impact, no negative impact, of course, on any of the running campaigns. So everything is working as it was yesterday, and it will still be working tomorrow and today, of course. So existing campaign, they have not been affected. You can now, in existing campaign, already use this new probability options and see the new layout and interface, but there is no impact on those campaigns and on the way they work. So this new system is available as of today. So if you log in now to the manager, you should be able to see the price tab in all the identified campaigns. And for the users, well, it does not change much because they've never really known how the prices were distributed. Of course, this was a high-level tour, as Tabata said, and you can know more by checking out the tutorials, for which we will give the links at the end of this webinar. But also, you can already log into our help center today, right now, and check out the prices section. But I think there was also one additional question by Michael. Are the prices per campaign, or can they be pushed together like the analytics? Reason, I have one big prize, but a Dutch and a French campaign. So do I need two prizes, or can we combine? So that's a typical Belgian question, I think. So today you will still need to make two prizes, as they are really bound to the campaigns. Technically speaking, we are not really making a deep link between the prizes and their campaigns. But as we have not managed the translations so far, they're still really segregated campaigns per campaign. So yeah, I hope this answers your question. And maybe just to sum up before we check out the results of the poll. So we've made this big new feature of making the probability distribution, but you can also see we've tried to remove a lot of the smaller frustration that a lot of our customers were encountering on a daily basis when they were using this feature. And I really do hope that you will be able to use them in the future.
Thank you, Olivier. And we have a clear winner. So half of you actually favor the unique code feature. So very interesting. Thank you for the feedback. And now let's continue, because that's not all we have. We have released more new and improved stuff in Qualifio. One of which being a new integration with an external provider named the DQE. So basically, what can you do with this type of integration? As you can see, it allows users to search for physical addresses because we make suggestions as they type. So on the one hand, it makes the form filling process faster. And that might actually increase the form conversion rate. On the other hand, if you are sending out like mailing prizes or samples, the postal information is kind of validated, so you might have a smoother delivery of those. One thing though, as you can see, we make suggestions with this integration, but it's not a very strict framework either. So the user, it's not mandatory for them to choose one of the suggestions. If they want to type something different, they can. So it's not that strict. And I have a question actually, Olivier. How do I get access to this? Like, what do I have to do in my account to access the integration?
Yes, DQE is a French company, is a French partner of ours. So you will need, of course, to have a contract with them for using their services. So of course, our teams are able to put you in the right hands of the DQE team to discuss this contract, but you will need to have a contract with that company. They're located in France, so that's fairly close to us, and there is fewer problems in terms of privacy, etc., as you all know. But they are not only for France. That's also very important to say. They have a very large database covering most countries that we are active in. So please do reach out to your Qualifio contact, and we'll make sure that to follow it up.
Of course. A couple of other enhancements in photo, in video contest, and other types of campaign. We have now made it possible to export participant uploads in the questionnaire. So like the photos that they upload in photo contest, for example, with filters. So from the statistics, previously, it was only possible to download all of the photos at the same time. Now you can export a filtered view, if you'd like. We have extended the duration of sign-in logs as well, which can now be retrieved for 90 days instead of 30. And finally, we have added in all of your accounts 3 new templates on the summer theme. Of course, they are customizable as always, so you can like change the font or add a new color, like really whatever you need to make it unique to your business. All right, so I'm going to get out of the way and hand it to Olivier for what's new in Qualifio Loyalty. But first, let's just rewind a little bit. Olivier, I know that you you actually like to describe Qualifio Loyalty and what it is as a whole to people. So why don't we start there? Like, what is Qualifio Loyalty fundamentally?
So what are the newest features that we have delivered in the last couple of months? So we've made a demo at the very beginning of the year. We've kept working, of course, since then. Well, the first one here is a program analytics and reporting dashboard. Same way as you can visualize it in Engage, you have in your loyalty program the number of transactions that were done, the number of members, active members, etc., to really calculate the return on investment that you get on your loyalty program. We've extended, well, you can extend your program thanks to events coming from a whole lot of various sources. Every time you add a new source, we can map the events that you are sending us so that you can use them directly into your back office in the platform. Members can now earn points by interacting with your brand on Facebook and on Instagram. They follow your page, they like a post, then you can reward these interaction, give some sense of levels, for instance, for this kind of users. Also, I spoke about e-commerce. If a user is referring your brand and it is pushing one of the people they know to purchase a product on your e-commerce, they can get some points so in exchange for the referral that they made. And we've also extended the amount of APIs that are available to create new members account. That's particularly helpful in some various cases, migration, but also when the user is created at another specific place. Well, basically for Engage, for Loyalty, it was a lot of content created.
Yes.
Yeah, so luckily we've got you covered and we've all that in writing.
Yes. So all of these links provide direct access to the documentation. As you can see, a couple of user guides related to the prize, new features, but also some other resources. So you have a link for a couple of documentation pages on Qualifio Loyalty if you want to know more. We have a brand new developer website. So we've mentioned this before as we were working on it. It is now live. Here, the idea was really to have documentation that is written by our developers for your developers around a lot of topics that touch on how Qualifio can communicate with external tools. So you can go and check it out. We also added a link to the webinar hub. And finally, I would also like to encourage you to connect with us on social media, particularly on LinkedIn, where we have launched a new series to help you get the most out of your investment in Qualifio. So basically, each Friday, we provide a post with handy tips. We shine a spotlight on one of the immense quantity of features that we have. We also sometimes discuss new releases, important things to note. So you can just head over our LinkedIn page and keep exploring.
So yeah, sorry for the little pop-up. I was curious to see if there were any questions, but please feel free to shoot them still. So we've looked at what we've done in the last months. Let's take a look at what will be coming in the next month. So we've made, of course, for both modules that we now have, Engage and Loyalty. Let's start with Engage. So we will be launching a feature that will be called the tag library. So it's a centralized approach to tracking scripts to really centralize that at one place and then let your users use them in the specific campaign, so that you can make sure that any tag that is being used is actually a tag that has been validated by some of your admin team to make sure that you are not collecting data without consent, for instance, which is quite something that we've heard could be a problem in the past. So I see that we've had a poll that's been launched in the meantime. Besides the tag library, we'll be also working on the catcher game. Well, you will say, of course, well, catcher game, I've seen that already in your campaigns. Yes, it's still today a premium games for which you can access this via our very talented studio team. Yet we want to make sure this is available in the platform so that you can customize it yourself. And actually, this will be bigger than just a catcher game, but we really want to be able to roll out more easily most of the premium games from that moment on. So that will come also in the near future. On loyalty side, we are a lot talking integration and events that are occurring on the loyalty side. So we'll be working on sending events to your tool, meaning a member has reached another level, has earned some points, has gotten a new reward, then you probably want to make sure that you are aware of it in your marketing automation tool. And thus we'll be able to send that information so that you can trigger a new communication flow to these customers. On the other side of loyalty, so when we receive the events, we want to make sure that we monitor that all the integration that you have with us are working as expected and that the user are actually getting their points. So that will be more on the monitoring side for loyalty. And yeah, so we've seen the past, we've seen the future, and that's really concluding our session today. Just a glimpse, because I really believe this is important, that to show you a bit who are working now on the features that are coming and the one that have come in the past. And I'm personally very glad to welcome the 3 last newcomers, Emeline, Sana, and Sarah Lee, in our team very lately, but you've probably already talked to, met, interacted with on the support with the rest of the team, and you're probably be seeing more of everybody else in the coming months.
Thank you, Olivier. So now it's time for your questions. So if anyone has any more questions for us, I believe we've covered like all of those that were asked during the presentation. So yeah, if you have any more, now is the time to shoot them. Olivier, in the meantime, is there anything else that you want to touch on before we wrap up?
Well, not specifically. Please always feel free to reach us at product@qualifio.com via the support, via your contact, your CSM. Really feel free to to come to us for any feedback, any question, any remark that you might have.
Okay. Yes, and that should do it for the June 2022 Qualifio Products webinar. Thank you, Olivier. Thank you to the folks behind the scenes that made all of these updates come to life. And thank you all for your time today. We really appreciate you signing in, and we hope that you are as enthusiastic about these new features as we are. Now, again, before we sign off, if you're looking for more information, like Olivier said, don't hesitate to shoot us an email, and don't forget to tell us how we did in the survey when you exit the webinar.